Kyoma and Pachi, RIZIN 52. Dude.
Crazy. Dude, Kilma's a superstar. Then he comes out and beats Pachi and like makes it look easy. It was incredible. It was incredible. I'm in a chat with like 40 guys in the and like they were sending it to each other. Like, who is this kid? You know, so Kilma's definitely, his name is known in the US.
Yeah, who's good for Kyoma next?
I mean, my honest opinion on Kyoma, I think he should fight Chihiro Suzuki or Hiramoto.
Billy-san, よろしくお願いします。久しぶりです。
久しぶりです。
How have you been? You mentioned you were really busy recently, but you got a lot of fights coming up?
Yeah, we've been active. Some of our young guys fought. JP, he fought Philly Fresh, made his UFC debut, got a good win. And then we had Cody Garbrandt, obviously crazy fight that he had. It didn't end the way that we wanted to, but we got the win. So always good to walk away with our hand raised. And then Alex Perez just got booked for the fourth time in like 5 months, I think.
Jeez.
Or 4 months. Yeah, he's fighting in China on May 30th.
You mentioned Cody Garbrandt's fight, but dude, that low blow was nasty.
It was a bummer of a fight, the way that it had to end, and it just sucks that he had to deal with that because we really didn't get to showcase, all the things that we worked on. But yeah, it is what it is, and it was a bummer that his opponent kind of hit him in the groin 3 times in a row.
Yeah, at least he got the win. But I was watching it live, and the camera footage didn't show Cody Garbrandt like after the nasty low blow. You mentioned he was like puking. Like after, was it then?
It was a really crazy moment, actually. He was on his hands and knees with a bucket throwing up. Like, it was pretty insane. He was definitely sick, and it continued, after the fight, like, to get like some pretty serious medical attention, and it was real. It was very serious. And if you know anything about like groin strikes, like at that intensity, they could cause it's called testicular torsion, where like your testicles like twist inside of your body. It's like a serious thing. So he was in medical supervision afterwards, and just I'm happy he was able to finish the fight and it didn't have to like stop and go to decision right away. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't stop it, because normally, like, if a fighter pukes, it's pretty much like, okay, it's time to stop this.
What was crazy was we thought they were going to. They told us in the corner, hey, this is over. He's throwing up. But what I think that the technical rule is, if the bodily fluid comes from an illegal action of the opponent, he's on the injury clock. But for example, if it was a legal action, like let's say he hit him with a body shot and he threw up, then it would be a TKO.
Right.
So I guess because of that like technical rule, it allowed him to keep going.
Right. And like, I think after the fight, as a joke, you posted like a picture of these like bright red and purple balls, but like, it's a joke. But the thing about this is like, if Billy posts that, we kind of like, it might be real. I don't know, but like.
Cody told me to post it. Yeah, those were not Cody's testicles, but it was one of our good friends that got in a motorcycle accident.
Oh, geez.
That was a good friend of ours, actually, which was made it a little bit more funny. But yeah, that wasn't Cody. But Cody did, it wasn't pretty.
But wait, right? So there were real balls then? There were someone balls?
Yeah, it was a friend of ours. Yeah.
MyMoods は absolutely no drugs です。つまり安心して吸えるポッド系ベープです。今日は僕のミュージシャンの仲間にMyMoodsを味見してもらいます。操作もめちゃくちゃ簡単で、ポッドを差し込むだけで吸えます。
ありがとう。
面倒なボタン操作もなし、気分によっていつでもフレーバーを変えられます。本体もタイプ C 充電で繰り返し使える。
いただきます。
しかも15分ほどでフル充電。
スムーズ。
超美味しい。なんか嫌な感じじゃなくて超美味しい。お菓子みたいな感じ。
味がいいですね。
Flavor so good and the smell.
水蒸気なので有害な成分であるタールが含まれていない上に匂いもつかないし、着色の心配もありません。キスも欲しい。
これを入れるだけ。
これ何味？
アクアっていうやつ。
いただきます。
そしてクーポンコード FT30 を適用すれば最大 45% オフでゲットできます。
でもすごいライチっぽくて美味しいです。That's really yummy.
ぜひ概要欄からMyMoodsをゲットしてください。
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
But wait, right? So there were real balls then? There were someone balls?
Yeah, it was a friend of ours. Yeah.
I'm surprised X didn't not ban, but you can't access your account till you delete it kind of thing. They used to do that a lot.
They did it with Cody, so he went to repost it and it actually banned him. but
Oh,
it didn't
yeah.
ban me for. So who knows?
I think a
It was funny.
lot of Japanese MMA fans also believed it was Cody, but I mean it was real, so I guess it wasn't so wrong to believe it.
Yeah, no, I think it was just funny, and like just Cody and I and our other guys, Ben and Alex, just joking around to the fight, and he was like, I think it's one of those things, like he's trying to make the best of a situation. It didn't end the way he wanted to, so he's like, let's just have some fun. Like, Billy, post this. I want to repost it on my story. So it's more just like a joke to the fans, like trying to make light of the situation.
That's interesting. Yeah, I enjoy talking about these UFC topics because you kind of like, you're the insider there and you kind of have like the background story, which we can't normally access from over here. I mean, you can't access it anywhere unless you know someone in there. So I really enjoy these.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad. I mean, I think what you end up learning is like social media is not what it looks like, and fighters are a lot more human than you realize, and they're just like you and I, and they like to have fun, and they have feelings and emotions, and everything in between. I was also at that Arman and Giorgio fight. Did you see that Giorgio Pules and Arman Sarukian fight in the wrestling match?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Well, I coached Aljamain Sterling in a wrestling match that night, and then right after, Arman got in the fight with Giorgio. That was real, and that was crazy. Like a guy broke, like multiple fights happened in the back. It was insane.
Sorry, you cut out for a second. A guy broke what?
A guy broke his leg. Not one of the athletes, because they're about to wrestle again, but one of like the producers broke his leg, and then there's like multiple fights in the back. Like it was nuts.
Jeez.
It was
A
nuts.
producer breaking his leg is pretty nasty, huh? Because he's not even like part of the brawl, right? He just got caught up in
A
it.
security guard like fell on him and his leg broke. It was really
Ooh.
bummer.
Those brawls, I mean, they happen sometimes. Not a lot in like Japanese MMA, I guess. We'll probably see that in Breaking Down more than anything. But like Breaking Down and the guys over there, like just the size of the athletes and the people fighting are just different. Like, like it's the impact is a little bit, something else, I guess, over there. Also, they're like actual athletes, like trying to kill each other right there. It's pretty, I guess it would go pretty crazy, right?
It was like I could send you a video of it, like from behind the scenes. It was pretty crazy. It was. It was very real. It was, and like probably 30 people in the brawl. Like it got big.
Oh damn! Can I post that video if you send it? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's everything you can find online, but like I have a video from my perspective. But yeah, I'll send you my video.
Okay, that's cool. As far as like for the promotion, that's not really good, right?
It ended up being great because now Arman is about to rematch Giorgio on March 28th. And like American wrestling like is super popular. It's a really cool event. So I think it all ended up working out well.
Right. So I guess in that sense, it's kind of like the same as the MMA scene where like it's not really good sportsmanship, but it hypes up the fight. So it all turns out for the better.
Exactly.
I don't know how much you've been following Japanese Kakutogi on X, but recently a RIZIN fighter called芦澤竜誠. He was a former kickboxer. I'm sure you know him.
Yeah, I like Ashita.
Yeah, I like him too, but he's making his, I guess you could call Breaking Down debut. I think you have a history with Breaking Down too. I think I saw you on YouTube, doing security and possibly throwing some people around.
Yeah, we had some fun on Breaking Down. I helped out with a couple events. Like when I first went to Japan, like in 2023, I was security for one of them. I can't remember the kid that I held down, but they were both Osaka boys. They're like that kind of guy. They were cool. I can't remember what their names were, but I liked them a lot. And then I did one where I had two guys like totally unexpected attack me, and I threw one of them and headbutted the other. So
I saw that on like some shorts or like TikTok, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if the camera's good enough, but I had to get stitches for that somewhere in my head.
Oh, you got from headbutting him?
Yeah. But he grabbed my jacket, so I couldn't move. So I was like, I'm not gonna let this guy take me down. So I had to headbutt him.
I mean, you're kind of forced to at that point, right?
Yeah. Breaking Down's a crazy promotion.
Is the background of Breaking Down kind of like what we see on the audition? It's like just this pretty chaotic, but like organized chaos.
I mean, they do a great job. Like I've worked with a lot of different promotions around the world and in MMA, and Breaking Down does a really excellent job of production and promotion. It's actually really, really impressive.
Yeah, the production is really good. Like just looking at the footage of the audition, the ones they post on YouTube, it's produced very well. Since I'm a creator too, I kind of appreciate what they're making as far as the content itself. It's very well made.
I think so. And even when I was like on set, like outside of the like where the stands are and the new contestants come on, I guess, in the judge panel, it's very organized and very professional. So that part of it's incredible, and I think that's that's why they've been able to have so much success.
Yeah,
it's, a lot because of their teams that are involved that run the production and casting and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Breaking Down, but what they make is undeniable. It's good because there's a lot of other like copy promotions of Breaking Down where they just get these what we call Yankees or chimpiras, which is like, how do you say Yankees and chimpiras in English? They're not thugs, but I don't know what's the right word.
I think in English it might be pretty offensive, like.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if the word to be very kind.
But yeah, okay, so as you understand the people that kind of gather there, but like there's a lot of copy promotions that copy the format of Breaking Down, but they're not popular. But it's because the content is just not well made. But Breaking Down they make it well. That's why it's popular. So a lot of people think like Breaking Down, it's just these guys, to me, kind of cringy, but like they kind of just like, taunt each other and then like fight where they're not supposed to fight. And that's why it's popular. But it's popular because it's also well produced. So
you have interesting things like going back to Ashizawa, like, and even if you look at Jolly, like it seems like Jolly would have never had a chance ever to fight in RIZIN if it wasn't for Breaking Down. And so like I don't know if he was a fighter before, but I'm guessing he trained. And so like maybe that was just his opportunity to then get to the next level. And it's just an unconventional way. And then I guess on the other side is like Ashizawa like is losing in RIZIN. And then where else does he go? Like if he goes to Deep or Pancrase or Shuto and loses, like maybe that would look really bad for him because it's like a step down from RIZIN, those promotions like feeders to RIZIN. So maybe like the next option is Breaking Down, because if you lose in Breaking Down, but you still have a good draw, I think you could probably keep fighting.
Yeah, it's true. Who knows what was going on behind the scenes, because Ashizawa, I mean, he's popular, but like we don't expect him to like, become champion, or like we don't really, in a bad way, we don't really care if he wins or loses almost. He's just entertaining. Even in RIZIN, I think like it might be like such a positive way of saying it, but like if he fights, we're gonna watch it, and if he loses, we'll still watch him again. So I'm not sure why he went to Breaking Down. He could have just fought in RIZIN, I feel like, but he's probably gonna be entertaining in Breaking Down.
He just lost to Jolly pretty quickly, like it was like in a minute, you know. I mean, I don't know. I think it sets up some good fights for him. Like I guess I don't know if Ashizawa's at JTT now or not, but like if Rikato wins and Ashizawa wins, I'd like to see them both fight MMA.
That's true.
I wouldn't really care to watch them in Breaking Down,
right?
Necessarily, maybe, but they might be a fun MMA match.
It's true. I guess you can link it somewhere from Breaking Down to RIZIN. That's true. Also, you'll get a lot of publicity, that's for sure. So like Breaking Down is kind of like a lot of MMA fighters, I guess, look at it for a publicity tool. Like recently, there's this Pancrase, another MMA organization. I think the flyweight champion decided to go to the audition, and he got stripped of his belt. It's kind of the short story of the really long story. But basically, he wanted to go to the audition and sell his name, have people know him, and then fight in Pancrase, or like use the Breaking Down audition as a tool to get to RIZIN, because I think his main goal is how to get to RIZIN was his main objective. So he wanted to use Breaking Down, but what happened was he actually went to the audition without talking to Pancrase, and at the audition, I guess some other Breaking Down fighter decided to get in his face, and there was a little scramble, and a fight was decided. So when the fight was decided, he went back to Pancrase and reported, and what Pancrase said was, well, if you're gonna fight in Breaking Down, then we gotta take away your belt. Then the fighter, he's called Hamada went back to Breaking Down. I don't want to fight, and please don't put out the footage of the audition, because if you put out the footage, Pancrase is gonna take my belt. So if Breaking Down didn't put out the footage, he would have still had his belt, and no one probably would be talking about this. No one would have known. But Breaking Down put out the footage, so Pancrase is like, okay, we have to take your belt, and here we are. So he lost his belt, and he didn't fight in Breaking Down. So he kind of got the worst of both worlds, which is
But so did he not fight in Breaking Down because of his choice, or was it because Breaking Down said, "Hey, we don't want you to fight anymore"?
I believe it was his choice because he didn't want to lose his belt. He didn't want to lose his belt, so it's like, I'm not gonna fight.
Well, it's crazy because he's obviously going on Breaking Down to try to build his own brand, and like I don't know if this is true. I saw a photo of him and it looks like he's got a little kid and a wife maybe.
Yes.
How can you blame the guy for wanting to provide for his family? Like he's trying to build his name in Japan and get to the next level, and if he's already the champion and he's maybe not getting offers from RIZIN yet, it sounds like a pretty smart plan to go to Breaking Down actually. Like in his case, it's risky because he could lose, but that's tough, man. That's tough because if I were in his situation, I'd probably go back to Breaking Down and be like, put me on the card. I'm gonna fight. Like I don't have the belt anyways, and he'll probably, if he could win, like and get a good KO or something, like it just gives him stock. Like he could maybe go to RIZIN potentially, or maybe make more money fighting and Breaking Down with sponsors and stuff. So that's tough.
That's a tough spot. Yeah, exactly what you said.
Like if you look at amateur stuff in the UFC, so my experience only with the UFC, for example, like we just told you about Armand doing like a high stakes freestyle wrestling match that was very intense. It's not a fight, but it's a hard match. And the UFC allows fighters to compete in other sports like UFC Jiu-Jitsu or RFA, which is the wrestling, or like different kind of combat events, because they're not really a threat to the promotion. I can see from the other side of being like, why, I don't know, maybe Pancras should have just let him do it. Like it just brings publicity.
Yeah, I think Pancras was pretty lenient though. They were like, you went to the audition without talking to us, but if you don't fight in Breaking Down and if the footage doesn't go out, we can go back to normal and you can have your belt. I think that's what the agreement was. But Breaking Down just put out the footage, so I guess Pancras like, okay, well, we'll have to take your belt away. But I think they're still open to having him back fight at Pancras, which kind of puts Hamada back to step one without his belt. So it's just unfortunate. Basically, it was an unthought out plan from him, I guess. He didn't fully commit to Breaking Down, pretty much, is kind of what it is. And he kind of wanted to get the best of both worlds, and then he ended up getting none of it. So it's too bad.
Yeah, the weak point is that for sure, is like pulling out. If he would have kind of just stuck to his guns and just fought in Breaking Down and said, whatever, I'm going to go do it, then I think it's something like to respect. He's trying to take a chance, but yeah, that sounds crazy.
It's a little bit crazy. And it's not good publicity for Pancras when your champion is trying to fight and Breaking Down as well. From the outside perspective, it's like, okay, even if you become champion, you still don't have enough. Well, you don't make enough to actually support your family.
Or just opportunities to make more. Like, that's why guys do wrestling matches or jiu-jitsu matches. Like, first, it keeps them active and in shape when they don't have a fight. And like, it just puts extra money in their pocket. Like, fighting is not a sport where you could really save money, for most guys. And so it's like you're still need to build a savings. A lot of guys are making enough to pay their bills and whatnot, but they want to put an extra bit of money away for the future.
I guess so. Yeah, it's true. In that sense, UFC is okay with them doing that. So I guess it's because Breaking Down kind of has a bad rap with the MMA community.
Yeah. I think it's a lot more obviously complicated than I understand. Like maybe nuances or detail, like Japanese understanding of the different organizations and relationships involved. I really don't know anything about Pancras, so it's hard for me to comment on that, I guess.
Yeah, it's a different culture, I guess.
Not knowing anything, I would say call up Mikuru and ask him for a fight and go fight on down. That's what I would say. If you got your belt stripped, why not?
Exactly. If you got your belt stripped, then, it's true. I would agree with you in that part. Yeah, hopefully everything works out for him and Ashizawa too, because I kind of like Ashizawa.
Yeah, me too. I like him. It's funny. One time, I don't remember. I think it was after one of our fights. After a RIZIN fight, we went to after Hiroya beat Tatsuki, Resta Bridge, we went to a yakiniku restaurant super late at night, and we saw Ashizawa there. I think that's correct. I don't remember, but I was excited to see him. He might not have known me, but I was hyped up. I was happy to see him.
He's kind of like exactly what you see on camera, right?
Yeah, it's the vibe I got. He seemed cool. Seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah, he is cool and entertaining. Hopefully everything works out for him and also for Hamada. All right, so moving on to Kyoma and Pachi, RIZIN 52. Dude.
Crazy. Dude, Kyoma's a superstar. We were cutting weight for the last UFC event where Cody fought. This is a week after. Oh no, this is the same week as Kyoma's fight. So while Cody was cutting weight, Kyoma was about to fight. and there was somebody from Patchy's team like that was like talking pretty high on Patchy.
Okay.
I think I even texted you. I was like, dude, I got a feeling. I got this weird feeling Kilman's gonna knock him out. And yeah, sure enough, like everyone was talking about it. Like the guys that when we were cutting weight, we were all talking about it. I was with former PFL champ Lance Palmer talking about it, Cody, Alex, and then the next day at the UFC event, everyone was just so surprised. Like it was, you know, I'm in a chat with like 40 guys in the and like they were sending it to each other. Like, who is this kid? You know, so Kilma's definitely, his name is known in the US.
Okay. So like everyone over there were surprised? I guess so. Patchy was supposed to win.
Yeah. Well, there's just not a lot of data on Kilma either. Like I think all of the data is hidden, and you know, again, people don't know like how good anybody is that he fights because there's not a lot of data on it. Like you had one of his fights was Okada, one of his fights was you know, his guys with losing records, and but then he comes out and beats Patchy and like makes it look easy. It was incredible. It was incredible.
Yeah, it looked really easy. I thought Patchy was a little bit more likely to take it just because of his history and like his record and what he's shown throughout his career. But I thought even if Patchy was going to win, it was going to be a hard time. But if Kilman was winning, it was still going to be a struggle. But it was just so one-sided. I think that was the most surprising for me.
Crazy. Yeah, and I don't know if that like can attest to fighting in a ring and not fighting in a cage. Like I'd have to go back and watch some of Patchy's fights. Like I'm not sure how much he relied on getting the takedown off of the cage. For a takedown in the open, especially when you have a guy like Kilma who kept moving and he had good footwork throughout the whole fight, like it's going to be hard to catch a guy like that. And we didn't see a lot of like strikes that like mixed in level changes. It was pretty much like Patchy was striking and then he tried to shoot like a very traditional wrestling takedown where he touched his knee instead of like, maybe if you watch some of like Juan Archuleta where like he'll blitz his opponent with punches, fall into a takedown, maybe just a different style there.
Yeah, I guess so. But Patchy has never been finished in his career, right? Like even Mario Batista couldn't. I mean, he beat him handedly, but he didn't finish him. So I guess that's what kind of surprised everyone over there, that he was actually able to finish Patchy.
He didn't get soccer kicked 4 times by else, you know? Like, Kilmas kicked the head like 4 times, I think.
That's true.
And so I think that's like maybe just, you know, because that's not legal in the US. I think that's a very hard thing to prepare for, and kind of it's easy for everyone to say like, oh, I'm gonna soccer kick in RIZIN versus like actually experiencing it, you know?
Yeah, he was very fast to go to the soccer kicks too. Knocked him down and it was very instant.
I feel like you see fighters like Japanese fighters, if they fall to their hands and knees and they know soccer kick's coming, they almost fall back to guard immediately. Enough awareness to be like, they're gonna get out of the way, like they're not gonna get kicked in the face. Where Patchy kind of just stayed there. He didn't adjust, which was surprising.
Okay. It's true. He didn't really fall back. He kind of tried to guard. There's a difference of rule set. Do people over there look at soccer kicks as like, this is too barbaric? Like, what's it like over there?
No, I don't think, like, I think when you first tell people, like, it sounds so aggressive, like, hey, there's soccer kicks, or, you know, you could stomp or knee the downed opponent. It sounds bad, but like, no, I think it's more so just like a commission thing. Like I think it wouldn't pass from the Nevada Athletic Commission. So I don't think it's because the fans wouldn't like it. I think all fans that watch the sport love violence. I think it's really just like the Athletic Commission that probably can't, I'm guessing like the insurance to cover it.
Right. So the fighters wouldn't mind it either if the rule set was like you can soccer kick people.
Yeah, I don't know. If you asked a fighter, I'm sure they would all say, yeah, let's do it. But like how many of them really want to do it? I don't know. I have no idea, you know? And honestly, I don't know what the difference is. Like to me, it seems a little bit more dangerous to have stomps and soccer kicks and knees to a downed opponent inside of a cage. To me, that seems dangerous. In the ring, I feel like it's more acceptable because there's more freedom to move. But in a cage, like, I mean, a guy could get pinned down on, you know, in that corner of the cage, and that's hard to get up from. And that is a little bit intense to me, but I guess that's what these guys sign up for.
Yeah, I guess I got used to it, but it is nasty.
But hearing it from like my perspective though too is like when I corner guys and like I don't want to see any of my guys get like really, really hurt.
Yeah.
Like I understand it's a fight, anything could happen. They could certainly get hurt. They could break a bone. They could, you know, do a whole handful of things. But like I'm saying it from like my coach's perspective. If my guy's on the receiving end of that, oh, it's a sad thing, you know.
Yeah, it's true. More than the soccer kicks, the stomps is what gets me. I don't want to see the stomps to the face. That's a little bit too much.
You know who I think the only time I've ever actually seen it was Joe Hiromoto when he fought Yushi. that right? Was like Joe got caught in an armbar and then he started stomping on Yushi's face?
Oh yeah, I remember something like that. Was it a knee as well? I don't quite remember, but there was something like that. Yeah.
I think that's the only time I've really seen it. But like in the UFC, like, do you remember some of Khalil Roundtree's fights where he like soccer kicks the guy's midsection?
Oh shit! I guess
Those
you could do
were
that. Yeah.
Those were nasty.
Yeah, that's gonna break something when a massive guy like that does that.
Yeah, he's a big. I wrestled with Khalil today. He's a big dude.
Yeah, I don't think they can do soccer kicks in the UFC because the weight classes, you know, they're pretty heavy. Like if you have a heavyweight soccer kicking someone's gonna die, like literally.
Yeah, to the head for sure.
Yeah. So like RIZIN, the highest you go is like 76 kilos, right? Welterweight, and even welterweight, there's hardly any fights. So I guess soccer kicks, yeah, you can have it there, but like I guess, yeah, UFC is a different story. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
UFC's a beast. Yeah, for sure. Kyoma did amazing. I mean, I think, you know, whatever his game was excellent. Like his footwork was great. I liked how his level was like a little bit lower than Patchy's, and I think that maybe made it harder for Patchy to get his groove going and find his takedowns. And on the other side, I think we were all hoping for like the old Patchy. Like we all want to see that Patchy as well. So that was kind of a bummer, but Kyoma just is a superstar. It's amazing what he did.
Kyoma, I mean, I'm happy he got the win, and you know, I'm looking forward to his career from here, but like I did expect a little bit more from Patchy. There was a little bit of that too, it's true.
But I think, you know, on the other side too, like Kyoma's post-fight, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what I heard was like he doesn't want to go to the UFC. He wants to stay in RIZIN and have people come and challenge him. Like I think that's great. Like, I mean, that's what his dream is, and that's what he wants to do. Like he's growing the promotion, and that it can only be good for RIZIN if they, you know, keep signing good quality guys outside of Japan, you know. So I think it's exciting.
Yeah, I like that statement from Kyoma as well. I mean, you just got to get more guys like Patchy to come fight in RIZIN, right?
Yeah.
And Patchy, I think he also mentioned that he has like a couple more fights in RIZIN, so he's gonna come back sometime soon, and who knows who he's gonna fight in the featherweight division. That's interesting as well.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to put him like against a Kleber or something, like where he's probably going to grapple, you know, and we're gonna see like high level grappling. I think that'd be fun.
Sure.
You know, see his level tested there. I mean, or you could put him against, against a whole bunch of different guys, and we'd probably all tune in.
Yeah, hopefully he can perform super well in that fight, his next fight. And then, you know, it'll be like, oh, okay, so, because there was kind of a little bit of thing where like Patchy wasn't in the best condition or whatever, you know, there's always someone that takes the other side of the story like that within, you know, MMA.
Yeah, how can we say that when he said like he's going up in weight, he feels great, like, you know, Patchy's not making excuses, so like why would anybody else make excuses, you know?
Just, you know, it's that kind of thing with MMA and any kind of combat sports.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, it was great. And then both of those guys, like, really excited for the future matchups. I mean, there's matchups that I want to see them both fight, so.
Yeah, who's good for Kyoma next?
I mean, my honest opinion on Kyoma, I think he should fight Chihiro Suzuki or Hiramoto.
Yeah, Ren is good.
Maybe Ren kind of would ruin the whole, like, if Kyoma beat Ren, then maybe that would, like, mess up the rematch with Mikuru. Maybe it wouldn't be as entertaining. So I don't know if, like, from a promotion side, if that fight makes sense, but they're two fights that I'd like to see, and I think should be good matchups, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great fight. It's going to happen eventually, I feel like, if they both continue to compete in RIZIN. Who do you favor in that if the match happens at this moment?
Ren and Kyoma?
Yeah, just off the top of your head.
I would go with Kyoma probably because, again, it's just momentum and confidence, and he's staying so active. Against Ren or Chihiro, I think Kyoma would actually beat them both, to be honest.
All right.
Ren right now, for some reason, he's got like aura to him, probably because of the Mikuru fight. And I think there's a hope that Ren does well. Like, I think, like, I want to see Ren do well because it keeps things exciting.
Yeah.
I do think that's a tough fight for Ren, but a great fight for the sport.
Yeah, for sure. In that sense, then, like, Kyoma is probably the strongest featherweight fighter besides the champion.
You know, I guess actually the other sleeper would be like, hey, if they were willing to put Ayamoto against Kolsanek, like, let's just go Ayamoto Kyoma.
Right.
That's a dark. I don't think anybody has an answer to right now.
I mean, it would be an interesting fight. I think he has a hard time making the weight, though. It's kind of the rumor of this whole pulling out thing.
Everybody's got a hard time making weight. Like, I don't know. Like, everybody has a hard time making weight. You know, if you're having such a hard time, go up and weight then.
I think he's gonna have to, is kind of what it's looking like.
Okay. Yeah, he does seem to get big, but like that's another thing. My experience working with Japanese fighters is like, my personal experience is there's not a lot of discipline outside of fight camp. Like Japanese martial artists are incredibly disciplined, but the ones that I've worked with, like they get heavy, like they get way heavier than they need to be. And that's their choice. So it's just like, I've seen photos of him where I think he's at like 200 pounds. He's huge. That's his personal choice.
Right.
He doesn't have to get.
It's true. There's a lot of different fighters that kind of.
In the UFC, like, you know, Alex Perez gets way too heavy.
I mean, do you remember like Kelvin Gastelum, was it?
Yo, that's an extreme case. Yeah, that was crazy.
Like he goes up in weight and misses weight. God, I don't even know how many times he missed weight. But yeah, it's just a discipline problem. It's true what you said. So yeah, who knows? I was looking forward to him competing in the featherweight, so I hope we can see him there, because him versus Kyoma's great, him versus Chihiro's great.
I think I heard like in the back, I was watching like one of the RIZIN confessions or something like that. And like they were saying something about fighting the champion soon. Somebody that was with him said like, well, why don't you fight the champion soon? And I don't agree with that personally.
Are we talking about Kyoma?
Yeah, someone that was in the video with him. I don't know. I couldn't tell who the voice was. Like I was watching the auto dubbed where it was in English and they were like talking about fighting the champion. I think there's so many exciting matchups. Like let Kyoma develop a little more is what I would say.
Okay, yeah, just take your time going up there. But then someone has to fight Chef, right? So we have Kubo fighting him, which is like, I mean, you know, who's excited for that?
Is anybody excited for that?
No one is excited. Like the best opponent for Chef at this moment would be Kyoma. So who's gonna fight Chef?
Yeah, but like to be honest, I mean, and maybe the Japanese look at this differently than I do, but like Chef is really good. He's really good, and he is exciting to watch. But like, I'm not watching Japanese MMA to watch a Russian guy or a Kyrgyzstan guy. I'm not. That's not why I'm watching it. So like, I do like it. I like when they come out and like they have the matchups, but like it's too frequent. Like spread it out. Push like in July. Like why fight him in April? Fight him in July. Fight him in New Year's Eve. Like he's too strong.
It's true. Yeah, it's good. It's a good point. I wonder why are they using him so much?
And maybe there's things that we don't understand, but like for me, it's like I could care less about almost any matchup with him except for Kyoma, but it's even too soon for that.
Right.
In my
Okay.
opinion.
Yeah, I think even Kyoma said like, no, I'm not gonna fight him anytime soon, and maybe they'll fight at the end of the year or next year, something along those lines.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many things that maybe I don't understand, obviously on the inside of the sport, but I'm not too interested in watching Chef fight right now. I'd like to see him fighting a little, you know.
So in that sense, that Kubo Chef fight is just ridiculous in your opinion. I mean, for everyone, it's kind of like, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, I guess it would be cool if Kubo could knock him out, but like, it's not like Kubo, like you remember the last fight they had, right?
Yeah.
How can you bridge the gap in that short of time?
Yeah.
How?
It's kind of it's an impossible task almost.
Is Kubo like from Fukuoka?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, it kind of makes no sense.
I really, I don't understand it. And just with the beating that was probably the worst. Like he beat Kubo up so bad the last time. I remember I couldn't even watch the fight. I just turned it off. I was like, why aren't they skipping this? It's like not even, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I've met Kubo. He's a really kind person. I hope he gets, he could get an upset, I guess. Good luck, Kubo.
Yeah. I hope everything turns out okay for him.
I would rather watch Kubo versus Kyoma.
That's a great fight. It's an interesting one.
Because I think Yuta Kubo is really talented, and I think he's one of the best in the weight class. I'd like to see him fight maybe Ren or see him fight Kyoma. Like I think those are more interesting to me, but whatever.
Yeah, as far as like the fight itself, it's definitely, more evenly matched. Probably a better fight, at least for the viewers, and but
yeah,
someone's got to fight the champion, I guess, because he's got to fight. There's some other fights on this RIZIN 52 card. Gustavo beat Sakuraba with this crazy punch. But Sakuraba he was doing well up to there.
I think Sakuraba went out there to get in a fist fight. Like that was fun. I didn't expect that Sakuraba. I thought he would have definitely kind of really pushed the grappling a lot harder. I think he would have beaten Gustavo in that sense, but it seemed like he wanted to go get in a hard tested fist fight. So for entertainment, it was enjoyable,
Yeah.
Probably not the strategy that I would have taken if I was his coach, but I think it was enjoyable, and it showed a lot of heart that he has,
Yeah, you would never imagine that his backbone was like, he was a grappler watching that fight. He looked more like a striker, but I think he broke both of his jaws, like both sides. It's pretty nasty.
Yeah. That's nasty. That's rough. 6-month recovery, I'm sure.
I mean, I really like him, so I hope he recovers well and he makes a good comeback. Your buddy Takagi, it's kind of a disappointing stoppage, but it is what it is. He was controlling the fight up to there, so.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just part of the sport. It happens. It's like the Cody fight. Something unfortunate happens, and at least both of them walked away with a win. So Takagi walked away with a win, and I hope he can keep the momentum going and keep winning. Like he's a guy that is just always been a great friend and good guy and trains hard, and I want to see him be successful. So I'd like to see him back again. I mean, keep him active. Because the last time I trained with him, Takagi, if you're listening to this, you were a little bit too heavy. Keep him off the ramen, But no, I'll be in Tokyo soon. So when I'm out there, Takagi and I will definitely train together and get some yakiniku at our favorite spot. So it'll be good.
Oh, that's right. I remember someone posted a picture of you like eating ramen for the first time. How was it? Did you like it?
Yeah, that was pretty good. I think that was like a famous ramen spot. It was pretty heavy, and I felt kind of dirty. I was like deep Shinjuku eating that ramen like at midnight. So I felt kind of dirty, but it was good. It was good. But yeah, I think maybe we'll pass the ramen this time and we'll just go to yakiniku.
Do you remember what type of ramen you ate? Because there's a lot of different types, right?
It was like, okay, so it's I guess a really famous spot. The sign was yellow, and it was super garlicky.
Oh, okay, did it have a lot of like bean sprouts on it?
I think it was like pork, bean sprouts, and garlic.
Okay. So I think we call that jiro, which is like this really...
Yes, that's it. Yes.
Yeah, that's like, people love that. I can't eat it. It's just too much. Like, it's too much oil. It's too heavy. I can't take it.
I feel like that's got to be really good if you're like real drunk. Like the night and you've drank too much. Like, I feel like that's kind of a good meal to eat.
Yeah, there's a lot of different types of ramen, really. So we got to take you to somewhere where it's more like a little bit lighter, maybe. Probably more along your lines.
I also really like yuzu. So I heard there's like a yuzu ramen that I'd like to try.
Okay, yeah. There's a lot of ramen. So
that'd be cool.
All right, yeah. So you mentioned you're coming to Japan. So what, in April?
Yeah. I'll be there in April. I'll be there the first couple of weeks. Actually, I'm there quite a long time. I'm actually going to be in Japan about a month, but in and out. I have to travel to Korea and China and Thailand as well. So I do like a full circuit. I got to go, I might be going out to the PI in China. I got to go train a little bit in Korea. I want to go to Korea Top Team, which is Stun Gun. I don't know if you remember Stun Gun, fought in the UFC. It's his. So I'll go out there, and then Thailand, I'll go see the boys at Bangtao.
Okay. Yeah, Korea Top Team. I think Nia, he went there before, and he was talking about their training. He's like, no, those guys, their physical training is way too, they call it Sparta, which is like, it's too hardcore.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to go there ever again.
I heard it was pretty insane. Like, I heard it was pretty insane. I got a good friend that's going to be moving out to Korea. He's a UFC fighter, going to be moving out there, and he was telling me, he's like, it's pretty intense. So I think it'll be good. I mean, you look at a lot of the Korean fighters, I think they're really tough. Korean fighters have been really impressive to me, actually. So I'm excited to go see it. I've never been there, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, cool. There's a lot of fights. We're not going to get through it all, probably. But Kolesnik lost to Takeda in an upset. Takeda came in like 3 days notice and pulled that off. It's amazing. What a guy.
That was cool. I didn't actually get to watch that fight, but then I saw the end of it, and I guess I was super surprised. Yeah, it's a good fight. I wonder what that does for him. If that puts him up against a top contender, or where that puts him in the mix, because Kolesnik is a big name and has beat a lot of good guys. So
yeah, it's interesting. Takeda, he's kind of like the Japanese, the RIZIN version of Merab, where he kind of just like outpaces them.
It's amazing. Does he have? I don't know much about him, but does he have like a good his record, or has he beaten other like real solid guys before?
I don't think so, but he's competed against the top and kind of didn't get the win. He lost to Spark Carlisle. He has a win against Johnny Case, so I guess that's good. He lost to Gustavo, lost to Musayev, lost to Shadoref, Chef when he first came in the scene, I guess.
Well, he's had some pretty tough fights.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, who knows where this puts him. It's interesting. It was too bad because I was originally really looking forward to Kolesnik versus Ayamoto, but yeah, hopefully you can put that together sometime in the future. But is there any other interesting fight that kind of got your interest in this?
I think it was good to see Laramie win.
Oh, yeah.
I was happy to see Laramie win, and I think he's like a really exciting guy for the flyweight division, just to kind of like throw a wrench in everything. And also Yuki Ito, right? He won.
Yeah, KO.
Was that at flyweight or bantamweight?
Flyweight.
Oh, it was. Yeah. So that's exciting too.
Both these guys called out Ogi Kubo after their wins because he's the champ.
Really?
Right? They both want to fight Ogi Kubo.
Whoa.
It's interesting because no one wanted to fight Ogi Kubo until he became champion. Now everyone wants to fight him.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, it's kind of hard to say because like Laramie's lost 2 in a row before this win, I think. And then Yuki Ito, I think, was coming off a loss as well, wasn't he?
Yuki Ito?
So,
yeah, I believe so.
yeah. So, I mean, to get a title shot, I guess anything's possible. I don't know. I haven't really looked at like the flyweight landscape to say like who should fight for the title next. I guess like, you know, Yuki Motoya is the toughest guy that's not the champion in my opinion. So maybe see one of those guys fight Yuki. That might be good. Like Laramie and Yuki or Ito.
That's a great fight.
Yuki.
I think Shinryu versus Zulu, the winner would probably fight Ogi Kubo realistically.
Oh, that's a good fight. When is that happening? Is that in April?
That's in April, the Fukuoka card.
Oh, cool. That's actually a good fight. I think Shinryu should win, I would think.
Yeah, I believe so too.
But who knows? I mean, like the striking in his last fight, like he fought Hiroya, and I think Zulu's really dynamic. So I think his striking is going to be dangerous. But I mean, I guess the grappling should kind of nullify things.
Yeah, and Shinryu, he can strike too. I mean, he's pretty good there. So the all-rounder, if you think about it like that, Shinryu should take the win. But it's MMA. Who knows what's gonna happen?
That'd be good. I'd like to see him win. Yeah, because I think he had a good fight with Ogi Kubo like a year ago. I think.
Yeah, he did. It was pretty close. And like, who
was it a split? It might have been a split decision.
It might have been split, but I think it was 3-0. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I'll put something here I'm wrong, but I think it was Ogi Kubo got the win, and I think a lot of people complained about the decision. Not a lot of people, but it was pretty, like, I guess,
good fight.
No, it wasn't like super exciting by any means, but it was like who won. It was a good competitive fight.
Right. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of after, because they just did that Grand Prix, so it would be cool to see another Grand Prix at some of these other weight classes. Like I'd like to see a bantamweight or a featherweight.
Dude, a featherweight Grand Prix would be dope. That would be amazing.
Or even, I guess, to be honest, because like it seems like the lightweights are so inactive. Like generally, like if you brought in some other lightweights and had a lightweight Grand Prix, could be cool too.
It's true.
Like, it might bring some excitement, and like there might be some new stars that are born, and I think because everyone's kind of waiting for who's the Japanese guy that
Nomura
went out to American Top Team. Yeah, everybody wants to see him fight,
Yeah, tournaments are great because if a famous fighter's in there, even one, then the whole tournament gets a spotlight. Like Kai with bantamweight, so it's a good way to promote a bunch of fighters all at once.
Yeah, I think bantamweight Grand Prix or a featherweight Grand Prix would be awesome.
Yeah.
And I think it's even like featherweight Grand Prix would be like just put Chef at the top. This is the contender to fight Chef. Like you don't even need to fight him. Just like let's have just like let's just have a crazy like a crazy tournament and have the winner fight Chef at New Year's Eve.
I guess, you could do that. Chef has to set out for a whole year, but...
Yeah, well, but maybe get Chef like some super fights in the meantime. Keep things exciting, like bring in different guys for him. I don't know. Who knows? But anyways, that'd be cool to have a tournament. And bantamweight, I think, kind of needs to be stirred up too. Like I'm kind of blanking on the top guys in bantamweight right now. I mean, I know you got Inoue, you got the champ, Sabatello, you got Joji, you got
Sato Shofu had a good win in this card.
Oh yeah, he did. He had a great win. That was a tough kid he beat too, the LFA champ. I think he was LFA champ.
Yeah,
the kid he beat is good. Yeah, so that was a great win for him.
Yeah, it was good. So in bantamweight, he's kind of right back in the mix. I guess Ota Shinobu's been out for a while, but
where's Ota at? I don't want to see Ota back.
I think he has an injury. He was out with an injury or something, but I believe he's training right now, so he's probably got something coming up soon, I would imagine.
That'd be good.
Yeah, sure. Bantamweight Grand Prix would be good. It's a good idea. Taira versus Van, it was officially announced. It's actually very soon.